Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Retro Wednesday, where today we're taking a look at Daxter for the PlayStation Portable, aka the PSP. But without any further introduction, let's hop right into this. Alright, and here we are in Daxter for the PSP. Now, for those of you unfamiliar with Daxter, or, kind of the origins of this character, there was a PS2 title called Jak and Daxter. Don't think we've really had a new, entry into the series for at least a decade now at this point, but this was a spin-off game for the PSP, where you play as Daxter kind of before he met Jak, and then the events of Jak and Daxter, if I'm understanding that correctly. If I'm not, go ahead, correct me in the comments. But yeah, we are actually playing on a real PSP. Here we have it hooked up with the video cable, so we got the full authentic experience. And if you've never used a PSP before, yes, this is a thing that you can do. You can connect the PSP to the TV and then play via that. At least on the 2000 model, you can hook it up with this little cable thing. The original PSP did not have that, like the 1000 model with the little butt. You couldn't hook it up to a TV. The 3000 model has this sort of hookup as well. And then if you got a PSP Go, you could get a dock, and then you could even play with like a PS3 controller, which was crazy. But if you're trying to find one of those, good freaking luck, because they are expensive as hell. Not necessarily the Go system. I think the Go system is probably around the $200 mark, but that dock is like $300, so that's $500 right there. That's a PS5, okay? That's a PS5 for a thing that came out literally 20 years ago. But anyway, let's continue the not work staple and skip the cutscene, because we don't do cutscenes here. And then let's see how we do this whole thing. Okay, so you can use the thumbstick to move Daxter. Okay, cool. We're gonna move him over into some light beacon right over here. There we go. Yeah, but the PSP is a very interesting system. I've actually been sitting on this for quite some time. I've had this cable for, I don't know, like years at this point, and always had the intention to cover some PSP games on on Retro Wednesday, but just haven't gotten around to it until today, when I ran out of ideas. But yeah, the PSP is a really cool system. If you've never, used a PSP before, I would definitely advise that if you can find one somewhere, it's definitely worth a try. It takes mini discs, which is really cool. Those are called UMDs if you're really nerdy and want to know what the official term for that was. But yeah.
Your first job is at the West Side Hotel.
Oh, okay, we gotta go to the West Side Hotel. I was like, all right, for a minute there, we were skipping everything, and I have no idea what the hell I'm supposed to be doing. But yeah, the PSP definitely is a neat little system. If you never used one, obviously, it looks pretty good. The quality here, it has an analog stick, it has a directional pad. It's not like the PS Vita, where it had, a back touch controls or any of that, but it's still a pretty good system, I'd have to say. I definitely enjoy playing PSP games. It's kind of impressive that this was the level of portability around the same time as the Nintendo DS. Literally, this is a freaking, pretty much a PS2 game on the go on a thing that's no larger than phones are today. So that's very, very neat. A very neat thing indeed. So what are we supposed to be doing? We're talking to this hotel person.
So
hello?
You must be the
yeah, I'm the exterminator. Tell me where the bugs are. Tell me where the bugs are at. I'm gonna swat them. I'm gonna give them the old 1-2. So we have to bring 25 gems back to the concierge. And we need to take some elevator, I guess. Not really sure. Oh, I guess that must be the elevator. This one all the way over here. There we go. Look at that. But yeah, I still can't believe, the PSP. It's insane. It's just insane, the quality that you got on here. And again, there's an analog stick. So you have, the convenience of not having to use tank controls to move around. It's it's definitely kind of a slept-on system. And there was a lot of good games in the library. Fun story about this PSP, too. Or the PSP in general. We had the power go out at one point. And I think it was right after we got back from a trip that I took this on. And I was like, wow, that really freaking sucks, no power. I'm like, what am I gonna do? Wait, I'm supposed to push up to sneak past, press up to sneak past the... Okay. Don't know if I did that correctly, but all right, good enough. But yeah, and I'm like, what am I gonna do? And so I think I played a couple games on the PSP, and then I actually had a movie, and decided to watch that. I had a copy of Predator for the PlayStation Portable. I think I was doing a video or something on backing up movies, and so I needed to get one, had it, and then I just kind of sat there and I watched Predator, plugged my headphones in, and enjoyed my time, which is pretty much, you know, what the PSP is. That's what it was. You could watch movies, you could put your pictures on here, you could put music on here. It was like an all-in-one little portable device. It definitely, I hate to say this because I was the one that grew up with a Nintendo DS, but it definitely was a step up from the Nintendo DS. Of course, you didn't have like the Nintendo IPs, but damn, this was like literally a PS2 in your pocket. And it's crazy, and I just feel kind of sad that back when this was relevant, I was not into the PSP, like, at all. I feel like I remember seeing someone with the PSP, like, at school, but, yeah, I myself did not have one of these lovely little devices. I had a Nintendo DS. I had New Super Mario Brothers, and yeah, that's pretty much all I really owned on DS. That was of note. New Super Mario Brothers, and then a bunch of like third-party games. Zack and Cody, for one. That one was a game. That one was hard. maybe one day we'll go back and we'll revisit the Zack and Cody game. That would be quite a trip. Okay. Is this how you're supposed to? No. Okay, so that's definitely not how you're supposed to sneak past them. It says up on the D-pad. How do you up on the D-pad to sneak? Like, it goes into first person. Are you supposed to be, like, moving forward and then hit the button? No. Okay. Or was it Oh, it was triangle! Okay, well that's dumb. Alright, see, okay. So they use the same button for... or the same icon for the freaking D-pad that they do the triangle button. That's really nice. That's a small little downside. I've been up talking the freaking PSP, and now I gotta be like, yeah, that one aspect kinda sucked just a little bit. But yeah, a little bit more about Daxter and kind of like how this even came to my like table, I guess, is that I have a friend of mine. We were pretty good friends, like up until middle school. Actually, it was really pretty much up until high school. There was a little trifecta of us. It was me, him, and then another one of our friends, and we'd always yap together. But he was having some issues with his PSP and wanted it fixed, so I did a little repair on that for him, and then ultimately we ended up kind of going over some of his favorite games, you know, just talking like, what do you like? What's a good PSP game? Because I just got a PSP at the point, and you've had one for like years. And he was like, yeah, I really liked Daxter as a kid. That was definitely a game that he liked playing. And then I believe he also said Manhunt. That was another title that he liked. Manhunt, actually Manhunt might have been on the PS2. Now that I'm thinking about it, that might have been on the PS2. I don't know. It's been a while since we had this conversation, but yeah, pretty much that's how I found out about Daxter, and I was like, alright, you know, it's probably a good game. That's always my favorite thing to do whenever getting like a new system, is just ask around, you know, when you're talking about it to people that you know, and see what they think are like fun games, you know, because I myself would only choose certain types of games, and to get the whole library, you should always like cross-reference other people's interests, you know? That's always just a fun little aspect. That's why, again, if you guys have any suggestions for games you want us to play here on Retro Wednesday, whether they be co-op or, you know, single-player experiences, definitely go ahead and leave a comment down below, and we'll for sure take a look at it. Because there's a lot of hidden gems out there that I don't know about, because I primarily just play Call of Duty. Although recently I've been getting into Helldivers 2. That is a trip. I do have to say, if you've not played Helldivers 2, I mean, who hasn't at this point? Because that's pretty much all anybody would talk about for like, I don't know, 2 years. But yeah, it's a good game. I literally bought it, and then within 3 days, I already have almost 30 hours played. So, wow, that's telling you how good I at least see that. I don't know what that thing said. It was like some sort of a Bugadool thing. Should probably be paying attention to the game a little bit instead of, you know, kind of talking about all this other stuff that's arguably irrelevant to what we're doing here. But let's be real. I'm just walking through a hotel. I'm pretty much just playing an exterminator. There's not a whole lot of depth in that. Let's be honest. So take that as an opportunity to chat with you guys. It's been a while since we've had a good little bit of a chat. And got to, you know, connect on a little personal level there. Talk about the old times, the good times, all the happy fun stuff. What is going on in here though? We have oh, there's a couple bugs in here. Ooh, there's more than a couple bugs. Am I keeping track of this? I got 14. I need 25 in total, and then we'll be good. Wait, can I just farm the 25 right here? Are these like infinitely spawning holes? That would be funny. I think the holes have run dry. Oh well, guess I'm gonna have to go adventuring some more. Lovely. Okay, let's see. We got some more little happy little bug times. I'm assuming these are bugs, like gnats or something. I don't know. We're in a hotel, so maybe they're bed bugs. Maybe this is just a really infested hotel. They got bed bugs. They got whatever these things are. I'm gonna assume these are kind of like a roach. They got roaches, got bed bugs, got killer plants. What type of hotel is this, actually? You know, I'm pretty sure that's a few violations, you know, at least a few health code violations with all the bugs that are in here. I mean, sure, you called the exterminator, but still, you have killer plants. Let's be real, okay? You know, there's probably some kid that's wants to go touch the plant, and now his finger's just gone, or even worse, he's gone. I don't know. But this hotel should probably be looked into. Ooh, and we're in like the happy fun time room. What is this? The master suite. This is where we do all the nasty activities, if you know what I'm saying. We got a little vent here. Is there a map or something where we know where we're supposed to be going? I'm assuming that this is probably where we're supposed to be going, right? This isn't just
Looks like the express exit for the Daxter.
Okay, yeah. So this is where I'm supposed to be going. Good. A wall sliding, use that to steer and then do something else to jump. Okay, cool. Let's not hit that thing. Pretty much a standard feature of games back in this point is always the slide section. Oh, now I'm wondering, did I miss more in that room? Because there was technically like a little more to look at, and I just completely ignored it because I was like, ooh, look at this little area over here, and we gotta really focus up to make sure that we don't hit something stupid while we're doing this. I don't know if it's a one-hit KO or if we just take a little bit of damage, because this is still technically kind of the era where games were okay. So we do just take a little bit of damage. Okay, let's stop doing that. But you know, this is still technically part of the era where things are just not easy, you know. Although this does seem kind of like it's a kid's game, so maybe it's not too difficult. But I don't know. I don't want to risk it. We're pretty much almost toast here. Let's just hope that this is the end. And so back to the concierge then. I'll see what you have to say. Hello, mister.
Exceeded my expectations. Payment received in full, and I'll be phoning your employer immediately. Now off you go.
All right, you're welcome. Mission complete. We have eradicated all of the bugs in the hotel. So now I guess we need to go back over to our boss, to whom I do not know the name of because I did not care to look or pay attention to it. You know, we always got to follow that network staple of skipping all the cutscenes and asking a bunch of questions about it later, you know. That's just the network staple. That is what that is. I hear you did a smash up job. Yeah, I did. Ooh, is that where I'm supposed to go? Now I need you to clean up a construction site. Those bugs don't even wait for the building to be finished. Well, that's just kind of rude. If I go back to the workshop or whatever, can I get stuff? Is this the construction site? Don't remember how we move up. Oh, it's like that. Okay. Must be. This must be the construction site. I kind of want to go back to the shop and see if there's anything else that, I can do in terms of like upgrades or anything, or like a side grade. I don't know. That's the glories of playing these games. You don't really know what to expect. Is this where that was? All right, we're back in the bug shop. Beautiful. It looks a little cleaner since the last time I was here. Looks a little less jank. I can't do anything with that. Alright, that's great. What's over here? Ooh, is this where you keep all the hidden stuff? Is this where you keep all the dirty little bug things? Is that what this is? Or is this like a bedroom or something? Oh, it literally is a bedroom. A bedroom, a sink, and like 10,000 lockers, and a pool table. Interesting. What an interesting fellow my boss is. He just has, you know, all this crap sitting in the back. Oh, what is that? That's a weird little thing right there to have in the back of your shop. You just have some vortex portal. It's just what we're doing here, I guess. All right. All right, my boss is the weird guy. He's the weird guy. He sleeps in where everybody changes, and he has some portal in his basement. That definitely seems like a recipe for a bad time. let's be real. Who knows what's coming out of that portal? But, yeah, with that, I think we're pretty much out of time for Daxter. I mean, this is a pretty fun game. I would definitely, you know, say if you're into action platformers that are a little more chill, at least so far, this seems to be a pretty good game that fits that bill. And yeah, so with that, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, remember to drop a like and make that subscribe button glow so that you don't miss any future content. And again, if you have any suggestions for games you want us to take a look at, be sure to leave it down in the comments or pitch at our official Discord server, a link down below in case you're interested in stopping by. And with that, I'll see you in the next one.